Hi, welcome to one more video about one special insert from Folded Space. This time, the game that we're having folded spaced is Terraforming Mars. So let's open the box. We have pre-assembled this spectacular insert from Folded Space, and briefly let's go through the details and what we see inside the box with the tray assembled. So again, as usual, these are the instructions that we have followed to set up the insert, put everything together, and we also used glue to glue it for extra durability. The manufacturer suggests that don't throw this away for whatever reason. Put it at the very bottom of your game box, your empty game box, before putting all the compartments in it, and we're just going to do the same here as well. So without further ado, let's see the components we have. As you can see, everything is sorted out in an excellent way. So what we have is the player boards, obviously. For those who haven't had a chance to play Terraforming Mars, please do so. It's a fantastic game. The rulebook. And then we have this edge here to lift the game board, which sits exactly flat on top of everything, holding the bottom compartments still and all the pieces in their position. You see, again, let me show you. Let me actually rotate so I can show you the ledge. You pull from this gap and it comes up. You have the game board. Okay, this is, if you want to see a video of how to play Terraforming Mars, please go and check our different videos. This is the game board. But what I'd like to point out is you can see that you can squeeze a second game board because there is quite some distance here, and that's very important because if you want to include the expansor where you have the Hellas map, for example, you can put it exactly on top of that and it will fit perfectly. So if you have both the basic game and the expansion map, don't hesitate, because this tray can take both of the game boards, and this is great. Also, you can see right away that there are a few compartments empty for cards, which mean again you can hold the different expansions in there, like a Venus or a Prelude, which is one of the latest one that came out. So you can put their cards in here and that should be fine. Even have more space here. So one of the biggest complaint about the game is about the game itself, without the tray obviously, is that it has a lot of fantastic and mini pieces, but you know, they all are scattered when you pack the game or when you want to set it up quickly. Here you don't have to worry about that because each player has their color already in a tray. Black, yellow, and then again we have green and red, and in the corner you have blue. I don't know if this is the ideal setup. I just used this one on top of my head, but it seemed natural what I was doing, so I'm sure you can try different compartments if you have different tastes or you want to fit something differently. But you can see here we have all the different player pieces, which is extremely important because you want to have it right away in front of your player area before you start the setup, so you can have a quick setup and start enjoying the game right away. Next thing we have is these two compartments that sit on top of each other. They hold the different denominations that are used for notifying and indicating the different amounts of things you have on the card, or the different resources and everything. So 1, 5 and 10 if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't remember. I haven't played it for quite a while. But I think it's 1, 5 and 10. In any case, you have two different compartments. You put half of them in each of those. You see, very nice. And you put one in each side of the game board, so both sides of the game board are accessible, and the players don't have to, you know, squeeze their hand across the game board to grab a resource if they're missing something. This is fantastic. You put one at the side and one at the other side, and you have exactly what you want to make it convenient for the players around the game board. Great. So what we have next is these two compartments which hold the two major groups of tiles that are involved in the game. We have the forest. For those who don't know, these are the forest tiles. They are forest from one side and city from the other side. You put your player marker on top of this. This is part of the gameplay, so I'm not going to go into details. And we have here again forest from one side. It's again forest and city from the other side. We just divide it into two and put the face up that we preferred, so we know that, you know, you can quickly gravitate towards one box or the other. But again, if you're across the table and you want a city, don't worry, pick up this one, flip it, and you have a city. This is exactly from the design of the game. It was very convenient in this way. What we have next is two different compartments here. That we have the ocean tiles, which are much less, 9 if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure, which trigger also filling them come close to the end of the game. And here we have some special tiles for special buildings, and also I think the first player token that you can fit nicely at the bottom of this tray, this compartment. So this goes on top of that. Here we have compartments for the cards. They are a bit thinner than this one, as you can see. And the reason for that is because you don't need too many of those, because in one case you have the cooperation cards, and again there is plenty of space for you to fit the cooperation cards from the expansions, and this sits here. And here we have the player aid and the turn sequence, and they are included in the game. Do note that our copy is sleeved with premium sleeves, meaning that even if you have sleeved cards, both the length and the width fit excellently in this folded space tray, so we highly recommend it, because to my personal opinion, even if it's a custom insert like that, or if it's the insert coming from the production copy, everyone who thinks about trays needs to consider sleeving the cards. Come on, everyone sleeves their cards, or most of the people at least sleeve the cards, especially when you have you know, games that you take your cards on your hand and you draft or you shuffle them all the time. You need to sleeve them. So what I'm going to show you here is this game has a lot of cards. These are all sleeved, but the benefit is it fits all of the cards that they are sleeved. They're going to be much thicker when they're sleeved, plus this extra. So these are all the cards from the basic game. You fill these two trays. You would fill them without sleeves, so if you don't sleeve your copy, this should be more than enough for all the cards of the game. But even if you sleeve your cards, you can fit the remaining here, and then you still have more spaces for your expansions. And here they're indicating tokens for the oxygen, the ocean tiles, etc. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those out. Again, these are separate things, so you can have cards across the table. I'm putting this at the bottom of the tray, and then I start filling in again the compartment. This goes here. The only reason I do that is since it has a schematic, in case you want to, you know, something needs to be re-glued or whatever, or you want to deassemble it for some reason, I don't know, you have instructions here, so you don't have to remember anything at all. So this goes here, this goes here. You see how fast I took everything outside the box, and on the same time how fast I was able to put everything back in. This is one of the beauties of this company, and one of the major advantages of folded space, that you are within literally a few seconds away from starting playing and enjoying your game. And depending on the game, obviously, this can make from small difference to huge difference. This is one of those games, I would say, that makes quite a big difference to have a custom insert. That's why we really like this design. So this was going here. It's also, you don't have to remember, you see, I don't remember the design, everything makes sense on its own after a while. And the beautiful thing is that all these nice trays, you take them, you put them next to you, close to your board, between players or whatever, and you're, you know, so convenient for people to reach out and grab their, you know, in-game components, or their initial components like this. and start playing. You don't have bags, you don't have zip baggies or whatever. You don't have to open trays or small planer boxes. You just take them out and you're ready to go. You see, this is excellent design. Again, very nice quality. Even with the rule book, there is a bit of space, so you can fit the second game board if you get the expansion, plus the additional cards from the expansion, the following expansions, which are decks of cards essentially with minimal tokens. So everything would fit nicely in here. I really do like this tray. They have done extremely well thought job on designing it and providing us with a very professional solution. So this was folded space custom insert for Terraforming Mars. Hope you enjoyed this video. Till next time, you're watching Epitrapaizoume.